Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I cannot, apologize enough for the swallowing. You can hear the swallowing because I got this here. If I put it over here, you'll still hear it. If I put it on in the middle of my chest, you'll still hear it. I'm sorry, these mics are just super sensitive, and I don't know how to turn the damn things down. But I do apologize. That's something that I do hear, and it drives me crazy as well. But listen, let me get into this news. This is another story I wanted to do when I was out there in Memphis, but I didn't have all my equipment to really give it to you the way I want to give it to you. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to put the picture of this dude up here, Lord have mercy. And I'll tell you, well, his name is up there. You see it. I don't know who came up with that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You know, when you buy something and they say something has value, a lot of times, they put a story behind it. Hey, this suit might have belonged to somebody. That's why it's so expensive, or why it's priceless, or this car belonged to somebody, or this was the car that happened in a certain crime or a certain type of thing. This was used in a movie, this ring or whatever. And people like a story behind things, especially when they're spending their money. What about when you're receiving money? Like for babysitting. This guy right here that you see up here is 25 years old, if you can believe that. His name is Zai-TwondPerry from Newport News, Virginia. Shout out Newport News. And this SOB right here need to be fried in fish grease immediately. No trial, no nothing. Once it was found out that it was him that did it, he should have never seen another sunrise. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy that you see here took the life of this 20-month-old baby in which he was watching. The baby is a friend of the family that he knows. So he was watching the baby. And the reason why he killed this baby and he brutalized this child, after knowing the story of this child, you're friends with the parents. It didn't matter. For some odd reason, he wasn't priceless. And that's what makes this story that much worse. Take a look at this, and we'll come back and talk about it, because I'm going to show you something.
New at 4, new details in a developing story. And real quick, I want to warn you because some of these details are upsetting to hear. Newport News police say they have arrested a 25-year-old man for the death of a 1-year-old baby. The incident happened earlier this month on April 5th on Cedar Avenue. Police say they got a call to an unresponsive baby, and when they got there, they say the baby had died. Police say the autopsy report shows the child suffered from internal trauma and the death was ruled a homicide. Yesterday, police say they arrested Zai-TwondPerry, a known acquaintance to the family. He's now charged with second-degree murder and felony child neglect for that child's death. According to police, Perry was already in custody on unrelated charges.
Also tonight, a grandmother in grief talks with 10 on Your Side about the death of her 1-year-old grandson.
We first brought you this story a couple of weeks back. Zai-TwondPerry is charged with murder and neglect in the child's death. Tonight, a look inside the charges and the ordeal the family faces. Then at Your Side's Madison Pierman continues her coverage of this story tonight. Madison?
A truly devastating story for this Newport News family. I spoke with them earlier today, and they say right now they're truly just leaning on God for any hope, answers, or justice.
Kaiser DeMarcus Lindsay Holiday stands for leader.
And at just 20 months old, Kaiser was leading his dad to a life full of wonder and his grandmother to a life full of laughter.
He was funny, like most little 1-year-olds. If you sit and watch them, the babies are funny because they do little funny stuff.
And that's what he was doing April 5th, being a baby. He'd soiled his diaper and gotten into it while being babysat by Zai-TwondPerry. Kaiser's mom left the registered sex offender to watch her baby, according to documents. Perry, seeing the mess made, told police he got frustrated and was rough with the 20-month-old in the bath. Kaiser was later found dead on a mattress that morning. The toddler had several broken ribs, a 3-inch long laceration on his liver, and a brain bleed.
And when I heard Kai had beat my baby, Kai had broke his ribs.
Perry was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and felony child abuse.
Oh, I'm furious. You know, you gotta talk to God every day.
For now, they'll continue to remember their little angel that was sent their way and feel chosen that God deemed them worthy to have their full of life little leader to watch grow, even if only for 20 short months.
What would make you beat him that way? There's nothing that a 1-year-old can do to make you beat him like that.
And those were little 1-year-old Kaiser's ashes that you just saw, something a family should never have to endure. Now, Perry is going to be back in court on that second-degree murder charge, as well as those felony child abuse charges coming up. We're going to have those details for you on wavy.com. When you can expect new information later tonight. Madison Pierman, 10 on your side.
Right, guys, that's the story of little Kaiser Holloway, 20 months old, and brutally beaten to death for soiling his diaper and digging in the pamper. That's kid stuff. Kids do what kids do. I've never seen so many children brutalized as if war was waged on them by adults that are put in place to care for them. And then they do this in fits of anger, thinking that these children are malleable and they'll take these blows and then miraculously go back to normal when the parents come, no harm done, like they're just these things that are out here that you can take your stress out on, and all of a sudden, after it's over, they'll go back to normal and nothing happen. Look at this. This is the article by Law and Crime. It's small. More information. 20-month-old died in the hands of his babysitter, who became so frustrated that he texted the toddler's mother to say the boy gotta go before breaking his ribs, lacerating his liver, Virginia cops allege. Newport News, Virginia, the police department said in a press release, its officers responded around 7:46 a.m. April 5th to a home on Cedar Avenue for a report of an unresponsive child. Paramedics arrived and pronounced the child dead on the scene. An autopsy determined the boy, who had not been publicly identified, which we already publicly identified him, suffered internal trauma leading to his death. After a thorough investigation, cops on Friday arrested 25-year-old Zai-TwondPerry on charges of second-degree murder and felony child abuse. That's bullshit. Second-degree murder. I get rid of all that degree murder. You committed murder, you fucking out of here. Then it says, local NBC affiliate WAVY obtained an arrest affidavit that said the boy's mother enlisted Perry, a family friend, to babysit her son. In an interview with detectives, Perry allegedly told detectives he found the boy playing in his own feces, the station reported. He was giving the boy a bath when he allegedly squeezed the boy's ribs in frustration. So basically, the boy was covered in shit from playing in his diaper. We all had kids that did that stuff before. Picked the kid up, was so mad. Probably the kid touched him or touched his face or whatever, and he squeezed the fucking baby. He ain't no small dude. You squeezed a fucking baby. That baby little. Said the autopsy noted the boy's bruising on the torso and broken ribs. The family also suffered, the child also suffered a 3-inch laceration on the liver, which caused internal bleeding along with bleeding on the brain that possibly came from Perry shaking him, the affidavit reportedly said. Throughout the day, Perry allegedly texted the boy's mother that the toddler gotta go. Perry allegedly claimed the boy hit his head on the side of the bathtub, but the explanation did not jive with findings of the autopsy. The affidavit reportedly said the defendant has been in jail on unrelated charges since the incident. His next court date is scheduled for July 2nd. It's not clear if he'll be assigned or obtain an attorney. For shit like that, you should not get any type of legal representation, because you don't get a fair shit. because you don't get a fucking trial. You squeeze the baby so bad that the external thing shows your fingerprints and fingertip prints squeezing. You squeezed them so bad, you crushed his ribs and they punctured his vital organs. That's why he got that lacerated thing. Then he had head trauma because you probably squeezed him and then threw him in the bathtub. He hit his head. Then they talking about shaking him. Fuck all that. I don't care what you did, he's gone. That's a horrible death. Can you imagine us as adults knowing what danger is? Some giant motherfucker just come out of nowhere, bigger than us. 4 times our height. Grab us, squeeze us, and then slam us or shake us. And come on. Come on. We talked about the situation with the Tyree Nichols case of taking massive blows to the head, shaking your head back and forth, what it does to the brain. That's a horrific, painful death while you're halfway out of consciousness and can't even ask for help when you need it or even get yourself to a I'm done. Then another thing is this. He's a sex offender. You know you ain't supposed to be around kids. Even if the mother didn't know that. And that's the thing. People a long time ago, just because you was cool around me, don't mean you cool around my kids. People are so open to just let anybody watch their kids nowadays because they think the person is okay with them. That person is okay with you as an adult. You don't know that patience level when it comes to a child, especially if it ain't theirs. You texting all day, your kid gotta go. Your kid gotta go. What type of manner was he saying it? Why would you say that to a child you watching? That didn't raise flags? 7 something in the morning, you killed a child for being a kid. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody need to kill you for not being an adult. And it's even worse if this motherfucker got children and he didn't do his children like that, but he did this woman's children like that. See, that's how I think on this shit. I would change the justice system, period. I would. I would change the justice system from top to motherfucking bottom. And wouldn't give a fuck who got a problem with it. And the law would be different. Yeah, it'd take some getting used to after a lot of motherfuckers go. But yo, you do this, or this, the outcome is that. Get the fuck out of here. For real. That way, it's in black and white, and green ain't got shit to do with it. Ain't no paying nobody off, or it ain't no paying for a high profile lawyer and all this stuff if it ain't needed. Yeah, you did it. Yeah, get the fuck out. Show them the bushes. For real. It's no excuse for that. He'll sit in court long enough. They don't want to take it to trial because it spends green. What they'll do, offer him a deal. He'll think about it over time. He's friend with the mom. Don't want to go in court. Already locked up a couple years. Ain't too bad. Already institutionalized. I don't want to go in there and face them, be on the news. Other inmates see it. I'll take the deal, slide right up out of jail and go behind the bar. Behind the bars. A lot of times they can hide that paperwork. You might be a thorough dude. Somebody will vouch for you from being in the street. All of that stuff about you might not come out, if ever, if you know how to move in jail. And that's the part that's fucked up. This guy was a predator and he was allowed out after doing something heinous that should have got him taken to the shadow realm the first goddamn time. Whose fault is that? See, the justice system got all these different stipulations that tell you, oh, you made a mistake, but you get a second chance to go out there in life. He already fucked up one kid, mentally, most likely physically. Gave him another shot. This time he went all the way and killed another one that couldn't fight him back, defend, cry for help, or tell somebody that somebody did something to him. System's bullshit. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We shouldn't care for people that don't care for others and are careless in showing that they don't care for others. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.